The Smashing Machine by director Benny Safdie, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt, Bass Rutten, and Ryan Bader. Finally got around to seeing this movie, this biopic on a now famed pioneer MMA fighter of the 90s, Mark Kerr. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my reaction to this film, and I'm going to in telling you my reaction to this film, I will also explain why it was not a commercial success. But before I do that, hope you guys are doing well. Defund the Thought Police t-shirts, man. Look at that. Look at them babies. Look at them babies. On sale now at our merch. We have the link in the video box description pinned for you guys. Up to 20% off now on the website. Hit the link, all that good stuff. Great durable shirts, and also just a great gift, coffee cups as well. Okay, so this tells the story of about 3-4 years in the life of Mark Kerr in his very first fights going into MMA, mixed martial arts, primarily in Japan. They're called Pride. It was called Pride. And think of Battle Royale. You win. Maybe you fight the next later on that night, and you keep going. It was a very brutal, very amazing display of martial arts, kind of like the old Battle Royales of Japan. Hey. So Ryan Bader plays his best friend Mark Coleman, and Emily Blunt plays his girlfriend and then turned wife. This just covers about 3 to 4 years to where he's fighting his first biggest fights, and then he is getting addicted to drugs, and then him trying to get over them and doing all that while following his dreams and dealing with a very toxic relationship. Okay, so so that's kind of like what it's about. My reaction to watching this film is what a bold and out of the box take Benny Safdie did. This film, it really is as if you're looking through the lens of a documentarian filmmaker. It is almost as if it was this scripted, or they're just so kind of like real conversations, how people really talk and react, and you're just like, what is this? Is this like behind the scenes? But that is really the approach of this film. A lot of handheld camera movements, which I really, really appreciated Safdie's vision. This is, if anything, a anti modern biopic, because the modern biopics are so formulaic. This is not. First of all, it just covers like I said, a couple of years, but the way it covers it, it in no way does it romanticize or demonize our heroes, our people in this story, because it's these are just real people who are doing something that's never been done before, while also dealing with an addiction. And let me tell you, the character, the man of Mark Kerr, is such a sweet, giant of a man. And you see that if you ever watch any of Mark Kerr's interviews, and Dwayne Johnson just becomes a different person. And in that performance, you're just you really, I really just forgot he was The Rock. He was Mark Kerr. And Mark Kerr is very soft-spoken. He's very sweet. He's very smart. He's very funny. But then dealing with his addiction in this, he's very shameful and private. He doesn't want to talk about it. And, this hits me also too. So you got the cinemaphile in me, you've got the sober man in me, and then the martial arts man in me. And it was hitting all the notes for me. Now, while I realize it's not going to hit the same notes for the average moviegoer, I would say go and see this excellent film as if you're going to watch a documentary on this man, because it kind of mixes like the realities of like, wow, this is like really like true to life. It almost is like, is this real? To where you're like, there is some fine acting and some fine drama going on. Emily Blunt is an absolute sweet menace in this movie, and the toxic girlfriend that is fully fleshed out, full dimensional character, where you're just like, man, you could even say she ruined the guy's career, but there's a lot more to that because it's not just her, right? It's that perfect storm of him trying to reach his dreams, being addicted, and being in the wrong relationship at the wrong time. So I also wanted to talk about Safdie's approach with music. There is a lot of jazz score in this. And again, kudos to him because he goes against type, against the genre of like these biopics where it's like, you're waiting for that one great line where like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the best, or I'm going to, yeah, and everything's colorful and vibrant and romanticized and full of life. Man, there is none of that here. Not to say it can't be uplifting, it's just real. So the music isn't just like this uplifting type of like John Williams hyper Hollywood reality score. This is jazz. And I believe Safdie is a master at that, at creating that just anxiety tension of pulling it out and showing you and how life is, and he does that softly and yet kind of like with a crash with his jazz score, which I really, 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 really dug. It's again, it goes against convention, which is why it's such an excellent film with brilliant acting performances. Now, I am going to say I do think that Dwayne and Emily Blunt will and should get some major kudos, major acting awards, nominations, because they really go against stuff you've never seen them as these characters. You've never seen them on film like this before. You've seen Emily in a lot of big films and being cute and being, or just being a tough person. Here, it's like she's not even acting. And again, the character is so flawed and caring and yet annoying, and yet you want them to succeed, but man, it's all going to come crashing down. So again, I was really impressed with the different take on the modern biopic, but it is that reason why this movie failed at the box office, because the film company, I believe it's A24, treated it as a rocky, feel good sports drama, big, wide release. And that's not this movie. And that's not to say it's not a great movie, because it is a great movie. It's just needed to be treated with different type of I want to say gloves, if you will, right? That you can appeal to the MMA crowd because they're gonna get it. They're gonna hone on in, especially modern and past champions, people like Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey, GSP. You wanted to get them and get them, talking about the film, which never happened. But then at the same time, do a small release, a very limited release, a very special release. Make this a very special art house release, and that's it. And then you're off to the Academy season and all that stuff. But they just really overshot themselves, and it's really not that type of film. It is an excellent film, one of the better films of the year. It's just not a Disney biopic, feel good, let's go get them, rock type of film. But it is extraordinary. It's called The Smashing Machine. It's directed by Benny Safdie, again, starring The Rock Johnson, Emily Blunt. And again, kudos to Bas Rutten and Ryan Bader, real MMA fighters, legends in their at their own time. They did wonderful work being actors in this, playing Mark Coleman, and Bas Rutten basically playing himself. He's got so much charisma and charm that he was fantastic, and there wasn't too much of him, if that makes sense, because you're always taking a chance with people who've never acted, and you give them too much to do. Perfect co-starring role. Yeah, you can catch this now streaming and a rental and all that good stuff. It is one of it's one of the better films for me of this year, an original unconventional take at the modern biopic movie. All right, let me know what you guys think. Have you seen this film? What did you think? All that good stuff. What did you think of the performances? What did you think of the music? What did you think of the direction and the camera work? All that good, wonderful stuff. Stay tuned for more movie reviews out of the theater, out of streaming that I'll be watching just for you guys here on the Latino Slant. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good jazz. And I'll see you the next time. Wherever you're at, keep that slant. Fuerte. Gracias.